toe-to-toe with this team. A team that, I mean, HLE, there were so many question marks around what level they would come in at, but my goodness, what a level they are providing with us today as we jump into our third draft of this series.
And for me, one of the big talking points coming into this tournament was Duro. Obviously, at MSI, the nerves did not hurt him, but that series, a game that goes that long where you are the prime initiator, having a performance like that, and then on the flip side, Viper. We have ran out of words to describe how good Viper was in that last game. But trust us, it really defied all expectations, and he was the number one reason why that game, I say series, but it did really feel like
about that same amount of time. Yeah.
went on the way that it did. It's, oh my God, I haven't even finished my sentence. There it is, the respect to Duro.
The Blitzcrank ban does come on through. There is one thing I do need to say, a little bit of a PSA from the last game. I did say something wrong. I said it was a 92-minute game. It was a 94-minute game. So there, Achilleos, I corrected myself. I hope you're happy. One last ban to come on through here for Gen.G. We'll see what they do take away. It would be very funny if it was a Silas ban.
Sion?
Because
It's
Silas...
Sion?
But
No.
I guess it's not going to be either
Well,
of the
Trundle is
side
still
champions.
up.
Yeah, is Sion just... Well, these two teams just said, yeah, Sion's bait.
Well, they
overrated.
banned it in game 2. So they definitely are aware of his presence at the very least. The question is, do they feel confident enough to blind pick it for Zeus here in game 3? So you can see they're deliberating. So far in this series, it felt like game 1 and game 2, HLE had a very clear game plan of how they wanted to approach the series.
Oh.
Here in game 3, though, they're going to rely on comfort, and why wouldn't you? I mean, backs against the wall,
Whoa.
match point in favor of Gen.G. Zeus going to get his signature rumble.
Well, the Ornn still up and available, something that Keen can go towards. Was actually thinking about playing it in the last one. So likely going to be the response. We haven't necessarily seen it be, you know, a be-all and end-all, but the Skarner, this is something that Canyon was basically the only guy that found success on. You were mentioning the Azir-Skarner combination. This is something that Gen.G could do. Everyone else tried to replicate it, and it looked a little silly.
Oh.
Here is the Sion instead. That is going to be the answer into the Rumble.
So Ornn was at the forefront of my mind. Another one was actually the Cassante, which Keen has picked a lot into Rumble and obviously is one of his comfort picks, but it is just going to be the power pick of the Sion taken away here. And I think the Skarner consideration is mostly because Skarner Rumble is such an insane combo for the team fights. And really,
Hold them over the barbecue, right?
yeah, it's very, very obvious that this series will just continue to come down to team fights. That was the case in game 1. It's the case in game 2 very, very clearly. And this would track with that. Would give you opportunity for counter
Is
pick.
this not just a Trundle?
It should be.
It's a bit of a denial opportunity here as Peanut going through some options.
Oh, no, he's playing with our heart.
Yeah, not this. The Shyvana is not playing with our hearts. That's making us feel a little bit upset. This is a pretty good Trundle angle.
Yes.
I think we've all spoken about Rumble Trundle. Not only do they say well together, it's not how you say that sentence, but you understood what I was talking about. But also, there's a couple of tanky boys on the other side.
But he
Certainly be a
can't
good
ult
opportunity.
both, is the good news.
Oh, that's true. So maybe you just pick only tanks.
Oh, I
And you're
actually,
like,
no,
checkmate,
guys,
Trundle.
I see the angle.
Uh-huh.
Chovy Cassante mid.
There we go.
3 tanks, checkmate.
What's Ruler's tank of choice? He didn't even do so well in the Awesome Dude meta, did he?
No.
So not necessarily something
Delights
we'd
for
expect.
Khan. We were talking about this at
my
breakfast this
God.
morning.
We were talking about it at breakfast. Chronicler, Delight's pretty good at this champ, right?
It goes back to the Breon days.
It
when
does,
Bro
doesn't it?
Delight, even though that team was obviously just trying to contest for playoffs, which sometimes they weren't even able to.
You say that. I say the greatest team in the LCK.
Sure. We can have that discussion another time. But he did get bans on this, and that was with Bro really being a team that was struggling. That team relied on his sense of engages so heavily. I think that the Puppy, unfortunately, didn't quite have the mark, particularly that I've seen Delight have on that exact champion. But this is pure comfort for him, and already you have so much setup here for the Rumble. As
gentlemen.
I do not like this one bit.
You don't like it?
No.
I've seen so many highlight reels of him doing...
I know, but like,
no.
it's not the fun way for Gen.G to win. You know?
So, okay.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to say, like, I feel like there's very few champions that Chovy kind of isn't known for. And I feel like that there was a very famous clip of him versus Faker and some stuff happening in top lane.
That was a great best of 1 or best of 3, but that specific game was really good. I know, but I'm looking at this top side, and I know I'm falling into the trap because this is Gen.G, but I ask, where is the damage?
It's right there.
See that guy?
I'm pointing
Not
at the victor
for the
right
first
now.
2 items.
Oh, they don't care about that, man. It's all about
No,
scaling
that's what I'm
and team
saying. I know I'm
fights.
falling into the trap.
You are.
I like the Hanwha angle so far.
Well, The way that I think about it,
Victor into Trundle like the pillar, I don't like it.
I mean, HLE is set up beautifully in this game. They also, like, they could also pick Annie here if they wanted to. They could go for the Rise Group special. Just, it would be just a Wukong away.
I have actually reconsidered. I do like it because it ups the odds of Hanwha Life bringing us to game 4.
There we go. He's
I've
finally
come
caught
around on it.
He's twigged. It's perfect. I love that. All right, so let's see what the last ban is here on Gen.G's side. Could be a Kai'Sa or something like that. If we wanted
Lucian,
to do
maybe?
the
On
Kai'Sa
Gen.G
Rakan
side,
angle.
I'd be very surprised if Gen.G went for Kai'Sa. I think they want to do the opposite.
As in
of
banning
dying.
it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes a ton of sense.
Smolder. The obvious ban that is in this instance.
I wrote a list of champions that I expect to be contested on AD.
Oh, no.
Smolder was not on that
You
list.
need to borrow a pen. Oh, no, you go on. We're fine.
That's
Okay.
all good.
Are Gen.G going to do the draft 5 scaling classic? Is that what we're? That's what we're looking at.
Guys,
If they're
I mean, the
banning 5
last
for
game
Smolder,
went to like 65 minutes, so...
Guys, I have a feeling Zeka might be thinking about an Akali Silas angle.
Oh.
I do like the Akali angle here.
Yeah, but it
A
depends on
lot.
what this AD carry is, if they even lock it in. Because there aren't
It will
really many,
support,
because
I
with
think.
Xayah's gone, you see. So with Xayah gone, no Braum, and specifically no Lulu.
Go Leona? They go Leona Jin and really hone in on the.
Oh, God, not Jin. Don't
Yeah,
say
good.
that. If you manifested a Jin right here, I'm going to be quite bothered. A Caitlyn
If
could
it's
be an option,
Leona
but
or
instead-
Bard, it will be Jin.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
Duro.
okay,
Okay.
well-
Okay, so now the reason why I think Akali is good is like I don't actually think there's enough to stop Akali just kind of doing whatever she wants to do. There's also a Silas angle just because it's Zeka.
And Tempered Fate can be a
I'm-
really good tool
I'm-
to be used on the enemy team at the same time.
Oh, Sivir, I like this a lot.
I'm actually wondering if that why, because Alistar has been heavily banned, right, throughout this game. If that why Gen.G didn't want to go towards that, even if that's one of Duro's
Yeah.
best picks, right? Could be consideration, knowing that.
It's really interesting, though, because Alistair is very good into Trundle specifically.
No, I know.
But
that's what
Trundle
I'm
will
saying, I
probably
think-
be ulting one of the other mega tanks that are in this game.
All right, well, what's the final lock-in going to be for Zeka? I feel like it could be an Akali.
I like Akali into Victor a lot.
Wouldn't mind it. The Yone angle,
Okay.
and he
Oh
just
my
locks
God.
it in. Zeka's Yone alongside Zeus's Rumble. If this doesn't give us a game 4, just give Gen.G the trophy, man.
I would
don't
be
know.
surprised if we get a Kai'Sa here. I feel like they want a little bit more range, maybe. Not that she... Oh, okay, they're going to... Okay. So the only reason why it surprises me a little bit is because while Kai'Sa definitely has poke, especially if you go for the hybrid build, thanks to her W, she wants to threaten backlines.
Yeah.
And the rest of the comp doesn't really. They want to
No.
play front to back,
And
and they
also-
want to play with range, and they want to play around their tanks as much as possible.
Yeah, and you'd really like to have someone that can pump out a lot of damage because you only are a 2-carry composition, right? That
Well,
doesn't
I
have
do
to
think
put
Kai'Sa
herself-
can do a lot of damage.
I agree, but you will put herself in harm's way of Rumble and Yone.
Well, I
And
also
Sivir.
think that Kai'Sa Bard is... I think this is a very miserable...
Yeah.
What is it with game 3s, Gen.G and Hanwha Life Esports, and this being the outcome? This is what happened in the LCK final as well. The last time, HLE did manage to take that game, but the series was nowhere near as tumultuous as what we have seen so far today.
And for Hanwha Life, you have Peanut on a champion with early impact. You have Zeus on his Rumble. Zeka on a melee champion that synergizes well with Rumble. And the light work. If this doesn't do it, I don't know what will.
I'm
That's
looking
exactly
at my
right.
list, and I was like, Caitlyn, Jin, Zeri.
There are
no,
a few
Kai'Sa. All right,
options.
fair enough.
There are some things that he could have chosen instead, but this is Ruler. This is a guy that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
who am I
at
to
Does,
playing
doubt
does,
Kai'Sa?
Kai'Sa.
Does Rula play Zeri? I'm not.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Hey, gentlemen, he's locked in Kai'Sa. And ultimately, we'll see how he pilots the champion, because we're getting
We will.
ready for game 3, and we're hoping for game 4.
Gen.G with match point as we load onto Summoner's Rift. You can see Peanut still in high spirits, having a little bit of a dance here.
30 seconds until minions.
As here we are, this could be it for our first best of 5. Well, second best of 5 of Worlds 2025. If you include IG versus T1 all those days ago. And remember, log into your Riot account on lolesports.com and watch Worlds live to earn exclusive Worlds emotes, icons, and capsules. And I needed to make sure that, I let you guys know that right now, because we may need to spend a lot of time talking about what's going to happen in this game, because it might be over quickly. if HLE managed to get their fangs in.
Which feels wrong. Or you mean, for Hanwha Life. No, that's good. I thought you meant the series as a whole.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I am a little disappointed to see double Scorch. Did we not learn the lesson from last game, everyone? Well, that's free stats.
No. They're like, surely it doesn't go long again.
Free?
You know, you call the bluff of the last game.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't think we'll see a game for a while that has as much wave clear as that last one did.
Wait, Anivia got buffed. Kobe keeps telling me.
Oh, she did, yeah.
I mean, we saw her this tournament.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so as you can see, normally you'd expect double range champion, get that early prio, that would make a ton of sense. But Viper, starting with the W, already looking to get control over that wave. In the mid lane, we very much expect Chovy to have lane prio. Victor is a very oppressive lane bully. Zeka going to be using the fleet footworks along with the second wind to mitigate as much of this poke as possible.
Yep, Zeka very used to this one. As most know, if you were watching from around 2022, this is a pretty iconic champion for this player. But HLE with some shove towards his bottom side, but not necessarily anywhere else. The early laning of the Scion being very, very good. As you can see, 3 to 12 on the top side of the map. First couple of waves being well and truly in Keen's favor.
I do also like to always think, particularly with how close this series has been, and even though it's 2-0 for Gen.G right now, could have very well gone the other way. What you're also picking away from your opponent in Fearless, right? And when you look at that, I do actually think that both the Kai'Sa pickup as well as the Yone pickup, to me, carry crazy amounts of value. I think Viper has been the standout Kai'Sa in the LCK for a very long time. And then Chovy's Yone really doesn't need an explanation. Although we are seeing Zeka, as expected, as you highlighted, Vedi really struggling, which pre-6 is always going to be the case.
I mean, that's assuming we even get there. Chronicler, let's not jump ahead.
I'm optimistic.
We are obviously very excited for the possibility of more games in this series, but right now Gen.G have just been getting the better of HLE when it comes to the team fights. Those have been the deciding moments, as Peanut looking to leverage the bot lane push as he steals away a jungle camp from Canyon, and he's going to secure the bot crab as well.
I like the skin choice as well, when you get to put down a traffic cone, and Canyon has an ability that basically turns him into a car, and so does Keen. It's just kind of nice. Like
oh, Peanut, I love this, because he knows that, Canyon's going to try and double cross him, but there's a ward. Because Peanut knows...
immediately turns around.
Yeah, Peanut knows he wants to play, and he doesn't have bot side prio. He does have mid lane prio, though, and Chovy is...
Delight is moving
I think Canyon
up.
thought that he didn't
catch the wave.
Well, Delight is going to move in. Duro's on a ward as Viper is going to move up as well. 2 versus 3 as Peanut makes his way over. Canyon does manage to get the crab. And HLE not quite able to punish as, never mind, traffic cone goes up again. Canyon's like, I'll reverse out of here. It'll be fine.
Well, I will say this was an ambitious play from Peanut. The idea being to deny as much away from Canyon as possible, but a lot of time was spent, which not really...
That
which
supercharge is
didn't really result in any benefit gained. He will now move towards his Krugs. But, yeah, his jungle camp clear timing is now going to be a little bit awkward. He'll have to reset and then path back towards his top side, where he'll look to secure that top grab, I imagine.
Yeah, right now HLE building themselves a little bit of an advantage as far as how these lanes are doing. Zeus managing to pull himself back in the lead. No, this guy is pretty good at playing the Rumble. We'll see how it develops as this game goes on. And Zeka is a great Yone player, but you're always just going to have a tough time at this stage.
I got to say, though, I think he actually already bounced back really well. I think Chovy was really trying heavily to push the wave to help his jungler, right? Because Canyon wanted to play for the crab.
And Zeka does have a lead, which is crazy.
Yeah,
looking at those health bars, I was like, well, obviously, he's been having a tough time.
Yeah, once the wave is catch, I think it will basically equalize. But what happened is I think Chovy used all his skills on the wave, trying to get pushed so that he could rotate to help Canyon. But then Zeka obviously won the trades because he wasn't getting poked down, because Chovy was trying to just keep his control. And that does mean, like, if you go into 6 with no deficit, that's just straight up winning, right? For Yone, he just wants to get through lane.
Also didn't have to teleport. He holds onto it, walks all the way back to lane.
Well, I think the other big thing for Yone as well is just early on, you often prioritize Zerka's Greaves just because it's just such a good item on the champion. But you'll notice Zeka picking up Vampiric Scepter because he knows how much damage Chovy's going to be throwing out. So when you combine that with the mitigation from the second wind, along with the lifesteal from both the Vampiric Scepter and also the healing he's going to get from his fleet footwork, it's going to make this laning phase a lot easier for him.
Chovy's back as a result is a little awkward, though, because he wasn't able to actually pick up Lost Chapter, which gives him a lot more longevity in a lane where you're always going to be out-sustained, but because of the sustain and the fact that Silas is resourceless.
Whoa, Peanut, you do not have mid-prio.
Does not. Still on this Dragon, though, is Canyon moving his way over. Keen here towards the bottom side, leaning against Viper, which is interesting. Knock up not going to connect onto Chovy there as Duro makes his way around. He's looking for a few meeps in the river. As Equalizer is making sure that tempo is controlled here by Zeus as he looks to push Ruler away. Really good sidesteps here as once again Peanut tries his luck at the Dragon. Some double teleports coming on forward here at the same time as Delight and Zeka make their way back onto the map. The benefit here of Zeka making sure that he held on to that summoner spell. Peanut could be in trouble though, as you can see, only level 5 for the Trundle. He'll have to flash if he wants to get out, and he does so. Canyon doesn't necessarily need to, and he decides to double back. Viper in a lot of trouble as the Arcane Storm doing so much work. Duro gets flashed on though as Viper looks for the angle. He doesn't get stunned up by the Cosmic Binding, and in the meantime, HLE also pushing them out on the other side as Duro going for some funny business, and Delight throws up the Gen.G emote as Gen.G still do manage to back away, but the Bard is lying on the floor of the jungle.
A very awkward interaction as, quite frankly, Peanut didn't have the authority to start that Dragon off. He was forced to flash out very early on. He was collapsed on by Gen.G, but Gen.G have their AD carry top lane. Victor doesn't do any damage this early on into the game. And so in the extended fight, HLE is just going to win because they have more skirmishing power. So as we look at this, the collapse from Gen.G is good. You get the flash out from Peanut. But the moment that Zeka arrives, all of a sudden the landscape changes because the damage just kind of disappears. Zeka gets to force Dura out. Viper flashes away to safety. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Gen.G's just forced to retreat.
And there's a teleport invested to really solidify that this was going to go fully the way. If they get another kill as well, could have been a big deal there if Zeus is able to pick it up. But as we highlighted, he did use his ultimate on the top wave. But that is an early objective lead as well as a kill. Going over the Viper. And if you're just tuning in and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we only on game 2?
Isn't this game 4? This doesn't make sense.
It's not, and it's because of that man, and he's already sitting on the gold lead.
Yeah, Canyon going for another drive, though. Let's see, the suppression does come on through as Canyon holds Peanut in place, but subjugation is very powerful. Chovy in so much trouble, but he keeps himself alive. Delight tries to get out, and Ruler with the ulti is going to take him down. It's a double for the Kaiser as Gen.G. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're winning the team fights.
A lot of ultis unavailable for HLE, but they still try to contest the objective. Zeka looking for the extended trade. His ulti's coming up very soon, but it's not up just yet.
Yeah, Zeka is able to at least push Keen away, but the grubs are being taken down by Canyon.
I love that while all of this is happening, Ken's like, yeah, I can take the grubs, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. Starts emoting in his face.
Yeah.
And he is Skarners, obviously. Delight with only a hammer, not going to be able to chew through him. As this time around, as you highlight, Vedi, a lot of key cooldowns not available, and it's immediate segmenting off of Peanut, and Chovy somehow making it out because Zeka doesn't have his ultimate. That could have been the lockdown that would have allowed him to take down that Victor.
I mean, yeah, HLE should have just accepted, hey, we got that earlier Dragon, we're happy with that, but they wanted more, they wanted to deny Gen.G as much as possible. And the key difference, Ruler was there in the fight this time around. Viper
may
below.
not be there on the map for very much longer, but does have barrier to keep himself alive. And so Chovy is going to be able to push him away, but not able to quite get the kill just yet. Gold now incredibly even, but as you point out, Chronicler, that's a very large Ruler. And maybe this is what we forgot to take into account, is the fact that it's just the Ruler factor. And maybe his Kaiser is just going to be enough to bridge them towards Chovy having 3 items
and he has his license.
Doing way too much damage.
He's allowed to play Kaiser.
Yeah.
You know, he spent the appropriate amount of time in the LPL. That's what you need.
He just paid his LPL dues.
No, can't do that. As Ruler currently sitting on 2-0, and him being in a good position is a very big deal because, again, if either of your 2 carries fall behind in a composition like this, you are really going to struggle. The fact that Chovy is able to pick up 2 early assists is also a big deal, really accelerating this Victor.
So, the only concern I have for Gen.G, and I'll use some language that I learned from my friend and colleague Kadrol. What will Chovy do when a Rumble ult and Zeka's ult is dropped on his head?
Flash or die?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe just say, hey, Ruler, can you kill them all? Maybe that's what he's going to do.
Because the problem with these compositions... Zeka.
They're going to be slammed into the wall here momentarily. Does throw out the ulti, and Canyon doesn't stand in front of it to try and catch that one out. But still, now it's on cooldown, and HLE lose a big tool for the next fight.
Zeka actually had to flash to make sure that he didn't get caught.
True.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that was very close to hitting.
Chovy.
Oh, might be in trouble here. Does have his flash.
Zeka doesn't have all of his tools available, as we just saw, so not going to go for anything just yet.
But I do agree that for me, the Hanwha Life composition just has so much pick potential if anyone ever oversteps.
Well, here might be an example. Unless Zeka just dies, he takes the gravity field, gets stunned up, but then does just go back, and Chovy just lives. Yeah, he just walks.
Whoa, the Kaiser W as well. Chovy, I really thought he was going to get his Siphon power up once again, but maxing out his E, doesn't have the cooldown just yet. Wow, very close one there. At the very least, they get the base off for Zeka. There's a small gold lead for now, but that minion wave is going to disappear as Chovy drops the E. Fortunately for HLE, Viper will make his way over towards mid lane to catch this wave. Nothing really lost on the other end. So a very close game once again here 12 minutes in. Dragon is alive. And right now, looks like both junglers will be making their way towards it.
Yeah, looks like Canyon going to be getting there a little bit sooner, as of course he can traverse walls a little bit more effectively. Peanut should be able to get on in here though, but Gen.G with control of the river right now, and HLE with control of the wave. Understandable, they have a Sivir, as Canyon moving on up on the hunt is going to be popped to make sure that HLE are going to be able to stay alive. That is a decent cooldown, now unavailable. Ward inside the pit. As Chovy picks up first item and is going to move over to help out with this one.
That's just gone.
Yeah, Keen spotted on the top side of the map, but it's not going to change anything as down goes the Dragon. That's going to even things out. Hextech Soul. Gentlemen, that is, we may not have a 65 minute of this time with a Soul like that on the map.
I mean, I think it was wise of HLE to avoid fighting without hitting those item spikes. No Trinity Force on Peanut, no Blade of the Ruin King on Zeka, in contrast to the Heartsteel and the Blackfire Torch on the side of Chovy. So wise choice, I think, from HLE. It's only the second Dragon of the game. It's not the end of the world if they lose it. And so, yeah, easy objective picked up. But now this Herald. Can Zeka get the gold that he needs in order to finish his item? Quickly looking, he needs about 500 gold in order to complete his item. So he's going to be looking to get that as quickly as he can. He's going to path up towards that top side of the map. But that Blade of the Ruin King is such an important spike for this champion.
Helps him to deal with the sign better as well. Obviously, Hollow Radiance's bot is, he might be in trouble. That has no ult, and Peanut's there.
Speaking of the Scion, the knockup is not going to connect as Peanut throws down the ulti to start this one up, and without the ability to turn into a train, this Scion is just a matter of time before he does go down. That is kills evened out, as even the traffic cone there to make sure that Zeka stays alive.
He needs 100 gold. He needs 100 gold now. Which he should be able to get in time.
This wave is going to go down. I think that should probably secure it.
Oh, it absolutely should. I'm expecting a back to immediately cut. There it is. And so he's going to go back to base, pick up that Blade of the Ruin King. So everything working out nicely there for Zeka.
I'm still surprised about how much control Gen.G have had in this early stage of the game, though. And they still have a little bit of a gold advantage, although nothing really to write home about.
I mean, we're surprised, but are we really surprised?
No. Well, I mean, sort of. I feel like I should be surprised, is I guess the better sentence.
I do think in Hanwha's case, though, they should be feeling a lot more confident. Veddy already highlighted the spikes that have just been hit. In Zeka's case, both helps him deal with the very beefy front line, but also just makes the entire kit of Yone just feel so much smoother. You get a lot more playmaking potential. Triforce done for Peanut. And we'll have to see as this Herald fight commences. I think Hanwha Life, for the momentum in the series as well, getting an early teamfight victory, I think would mean a lot. Because if Gen.G starts pulling ahead with this composition, life's not going to be good.
Certainly not. Well, let's see whether they're going to try and contest for this one, as Peanut and Canyon both in the area. Delight and Viper moving on over as Ruler making his way in. He's spotted on Vision as he gets over here. Duro might be in a little bit of trouble as Zeka coming on in as well. Keen does get knocked up as Zeka discovers him from over the wall. As Zeus gets on through as well. Duro takes the magical journey, but he doesn't have that for the rest of his teammates. It's Canyon that manages to take down the objective as Tempered Fate locks up a couple. The quickness gets into the backline as Delight that finds his former teammate. Ruler stays alive for so long, but Zeus says no. Flashes on top of him as at least Chovy's able to take out one, but it's HLE demonstrating that this team fight, this composition team fight so well.
And Hanwha Life with great execution punished the hubris of Gen.G. They say, you really think you can just take us in a 5v5? The early pressure towards one of the two carries, because look what happens to Ruler. And again, if either of them is taken out of the fight, Gen.G's comp just doesn't have damage. Canyon also isn't able to actually connect. Look at the ult timing here, just a little bit off. They both get out, and then Delight finds Ruler.
The biggest thing for me is they won this fight without Zeus using ult. I was waiting the whole time for that red carpet to drop, and it did not come through because he didn't have it available. But they played the front to back. Chovy was constantly being zoned off by Zeka, and the moment that they locked down Ruler and removed him from the fight, I mean, the damage just disappeared for Gen.G.
And that's the happiest I've seen Dandy so far today. So hopefully that is going to continue, because I think most of us are in agreement that we would like to have a game number 4. Maybe Arnold isn't. I know he's certainly been struggling as far as the stress is concerned, and you'd understand why with how these games have been going. As Ruler and Viper meet each other here in this mid lane, as they have many times in the past. Let's just see. 2,000 gold is the approaching lead here for HLE. This is the largest one that we've seen so far in this game.
And as Vedi pointed out to me, the Dragon about to spawn in 30 seconds. So I want to highlight Chovy's build, looking like he's going to go for that, the Cosmic, the one that makes you move fast.
I know, I've also blanked on it.
Sorry?
Cosmic Drive.
Yes.
There you go,
They've
Cosmic
got
Drive.
2 drivers in the game. It does make some sense.
Well, yeah, I'm just making sure. Oh, Peanut behind them.
Yeah, looking for Duro here, as he does go for a very short magical journey, but the red carpet you were talking about, Vedi, is going to be laid out for him, and the Bard not going to be picking up any chimes anytime soon.
Should be an easy Dragon secure, as HLE finds another pick, brings the scoreline to 7-3, and the vibe in this game feels very different. It feels like HLE has just taken... No. HLE have just taken full control over this game 3. And after winning that fight, they're just running away with it. There's a lot of towers left for them to secure. I mean, a Stickle Tower hasn't actually dropped yet 18 minutes in. So maybe I'm speaking too soon.
Whoever gets that is going to get feats of strength as well. So this first Drake is, first turret is going to be a big deal. All right, Zeus knocking on the door of this bottom outer. Top outer was just pushed in by Zeka as well. And the 1-3-1, seems like it could be something pretty scary here for HLE to wield, because they have a Sivir. She clears out waves in mid very, very effectively.
One of the things that Gen.G can look to do is try and play around, now that Ruler has hit level 2 on the ultimate, is play towards sides, right? Find the ability...
Zeus moves out of the way of Canyon at least, but I don't know whether it's quite going to be enough to keep him alive. The Impale is going to be invested as he lasts a lot longer than we expected, but that is going to be still shutdown gold going over to Keen on this Sire.
Even there you saw it. Ruler was actually pathing over. He was like, oh, it's for me? Free kill? Can I get that one? But not actually working out. Zeus there, know that he has to dodge the ultimate from Canyon, so he's just waiting and waiting. But then they just kind of slowly hit him to death.
I did love that Zeus was like up, down, down. He was trying desperately to dodge away from that ult.
As well.
And it was kind of Canyon just
Echo
watching
will be able
him.
to get it. Upgrade some shoes.
So
yeah, they were not impressed. They're just like, we have Hollow Radiance and like, we're grasp autoing you to death.
It's like that scene from Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah. All the flourishing, the left and right.
Yeah, I know that one. That gave me nightmares as a kid. All right. It did.
Are we talking about the same scene?
Temple of Doom? No? It took a very long time to do it.
Okay.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the gun out, sword out thing?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Yeah, I thought so.
Mine was a bit more morbid. I'm not going to lie. All right. You might know what I was talking about, though. And
truly,
it is relevant to that.
Does feel like an LCK cast now. Thank you, Vedi. I'm glad you brought us this. This is good stuff. If Atlas doesn't go off topic at least once.
Doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
Viper going to be able to spell shield the Void Seeker, so not going to be too worried about that one. And so now we're waiting for an Otacon. And oh man, oh no. I'm not going to say what I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm just not going to.
Excellent.
I'm not manifesting things anymore.
That's good,
I'm not doing
good.
that. That's in my past. This is a new me.
I don't know what you're referring to.
He
but
wants
I
to
guess
write
that's
it
good.
down desperately, though.
Yep.
He really just wants it to be.
Nope, I'm not even going to mention it. It's obvious, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it.
I'm completely missing it, but I think that's good.
HLE are going to start off the Otacon,
There are 3
and let's see how it goes. I have no, yeah.
That is.
There's the TP.
Yeah,
Herald's
Gen.G.
there as well. Okay, I like this.
I think they got what they wanted.
Just back off. It's
Yeah.
good.
I'll take that one
That
away.
ball wave is
and
quite
Zeus
awkward, though.
Well,
has his
clap.
teleport, so now he has the advantage.
Are they going to start it themselves, though? Doesn't look like it.
Rift Herald is going to be driven into this outer turret. Still going to be able to get that charge. Let's see if Canyon can get himself out of here. Zeka finds the knock-up onto Canyon. That's the smite to be taken down. The quickness invested. And Canyon should be going down, although he does spend some time driving. Delight now, 50% as the equalizer comes on in. Tempered Fate finds absolutely nothing as Chovy flashes to get himself out of the way, but Zeus has a flash as well and a flamethrower to boot. As now Ruler turns up, but he's turned up to a fight that he is not winning today. And Peanut with a full health bar comes on in. Viper finds the kill, and this could just be an ace as Keen is still left standing, but the rest are on the floor.
What does Victor do when a Rumble ultimate is dropped on his head and there's a pillar in his face? He has nowhere to run to, nowhere to escape. Chovy is taken out, Ruler is dropped, and HLE find a convincing fight once again.
And it's again the hubris from Gen.G. I think what we see is Canyon starting off, he wants to try and dodge the pillar.
Well, so
he
by
wants to
dropping
get
it
the
into
charge.
the wall, it gets the extra charge.
Exactly. Instead, so he ends up going down. They do a great extended engage. You can see here, whittle down Canyon, that's one. The light follows up, forces Chovy to back off. And then even though Chovy only gets slow, takes a little bit of damage, watch this flash from Zeus. Zeka's ulting to make sure he gets on top. And Zeus says, with this Rumble, I am dragging us two-way game free as he's toasting the Gen.G backline. And then Ruler here knows he's dead. Probably could have just not gone for the whole play at all because this is so many summoners invested. And Hanwha Life with what I feel like, and this is a very cautious statement, the biggest lead we've seen so far in this series, maybe?
Kind of. It's feeling like that, but this is also the biggest engage from Delight.
There we go!
As Viper goes unstoppable, taking down Ruler. Tempered Fate will be avoided, but works as pretty decent. Disengage. But the damage has been done. 20 seconds on this Drake, and that should be soul point for HLE.
I mean, HLE are no strangers to this composition, but you can see that they clearly know what they're doing. Oh, enemy AD carry. Okay, I'm going to press R. You press R. Great. We'll all just press our R buttons, and we will just run them down. There's nothing that Ruler can do, and it's, again, the risk that you run when you go for these dual AD carry compositions, dual carry compositions, especially against a Rumble. Once that ulti drops, your carry's just forced to retreat.
Yeah, or die.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that option. Yeah, that's the other one.
Zeus might be forced to do the same thing here as
He's
quite able to catch up. He is just looking to run away, almost tries to dodge, but the Arcane Storm, it goes down, and Chovy is able to collect the kill onto the Rumble. So the answering Drake is going to come on through, but that is soul point for a Rumble. And I think you probably take that if you're HLE.
Good deal.
Not bad.
Gentleman Viper has found his way into a 5-0-4 scoreline once again.
He has a habit of doing this series, does he
does. He does, in fact, find a way. As you mentioned earlier, he just finds a way of being good, you know? He
does do that.
That's like his base level. Just good. Yeah, really good.
I want to highlight Peanut as well, right? There's been, particularly in the 2023 Gen.G years, Peanut really struggling to perform internationally the way he does domestically, where he was obviously doing an incredible job in the LCK.
It was even when he went, as far as Busan, it was still too far.
Still struggle.
And things didn't quite work
out. Yeah, we thought
out.
it was his powers were tied to Soul, but as we're finding out, thus far on the Trundle actually having a crazy impact in, again, what could be his final series if they do not complete the reverse sweep here.
Yeah, we have to say thanks to LGD for making him feel at home when he was here last time around, maybe channeling that to get some comfort as HLE get the knock up onto Duro, still able to go through the traffic cone.
Still barred.
Yep, still magically journeying, but it's still going to be a red buff taken away. And HLE are just moving into the enemy territory and taking it over.
So there are some very deep wards on the side of Gen.G, but I'm thinking, who would use them? If
Keen.
If Keen is TP flanking, then you're not really getting the front to back that you ideally want.
Tempered Fate did connect onto Zeka.
Oh, yeah, so he buffered his ult, so he was able to make it out as it hit him.
Aha, there we go. So gets over the wall, carries a Tempered Fate with him. But the Baron was started. Ulti for ulti is the trade, so you're not going to be too upset about that. As Gen.G, as Peanut takes away some chickens. HLE kind of slowing down as far as the tempo of this game is concerned, though, and they do probably want to keep pushing, but I still think that they're probably fine as this game goes on.
Yeah, and I really don't think they need to, because obviously they don't have a traditional front line, but I think that eventually you get to a point, particularly when Viper finishes his fourth item, Zeka already does a great job, as does Zeus, in burning through front lines. They are playing for the timer on this Hextech Soul, because once that is taken, I think the game just becomes nigh unplayable for Gen.G.
Well, I honestly think that the game plan for HLE is even simpler. So Zeka's about to hit level 16. Once he gets his Infinity Edge, which seems to be the direction that he's going in with his third item, you just put him in a lane. And then you just let him be.
Oh, and then he kills the Nexus,
and then the moment 2 people show up, you go to Baron. And then if they don't go, Zeka ends the game. And
I feel like they can work on that angle.
Yeah, HLE, I feel, have so many options with how they want to play it. And yeah, I think that if they want to keep it very simple, they don't need to rush, because I don't think their scaling is bad. Like, Sivir, 3 items, late game, like, I don't think that damage is a problem by any means. And this front line, like, yeah, I don't think the Sion, as scary as Sion has been at this tournament, is tanky enough to weather the storm of a Trundle and these 3, well, killers on the side of HLE.
And if he's not there, there's another tank for Peanut to siphon all of the stats out of as well. So certainly a few theoretical checkmate options here on HLE's side.
I also think that Ruler is obviously forced to go for the AD build, but to me the AD build of Kai'Sa really feels like you need to get, which sounds obvious, but you need to get way more autos off. But into the composition of Hanwha Life, that's so much easier said than done, because there is so much AoE damage as well, right? There's the ricochets, there's anything that Zeus does. There could be a stray couple of autos or a Q3 from Zeka, and I love that Hanwha Life pulled the trigger here, trying to get themselves the Baron in this game number 3.
And Ruler actually took the Southern Hex Gate as well. They have no idea about this. The Baron is just gone. Yep. And Canyon just going to be blocked here by Delight. Ruler comes on over with a Boomerang Blade, and they say, thank you very much for this cute purple worm. There's a minute until the Hextech Soul, and they have Baron to get them the control.
HLE not wasting any time. They garner information of where Gen.G is on the map, and they quickly convert it into an easy Baron secure. Arguably, this is looking like the most convincing game of the series so far. HLE do still need to close things out. Obviously, we have commentated on how we're not confident in Gen.G's composition to be able to turn this game around, but Gen.G have proven themselves before.
Yeah, the players, a different story, as we do have Ruler finishing off that IE. Now looking to move his way over, Knockup connects onto Peanut.
Look at the ricochets.
Just trying to soften him up, as there is the equalizer right into the choke point, but not exactly getting all the value that they want. We have Redemption there as well. It's okay, HLE will be able to push out this wave, utilizing the Baron.
The flash is
Zeka
gone.
Gets himself out.
The flash is gone from Chovy though, and that's really all they wanted. Now the backline threat is very real.
Yep, Zeka armed and ready. The Drake is going to spawn. HLE, let's see whether they fight for this one. No equalizer for it. It's going to be Zeka that needs to make that play if they want to make something happen. He looks for the flank angle as he gets the knock up onto Ruler, but he then just snaps back. Immediately, Zeus just holding them at bay, and man, that Harpoon did so much damage as Keen drives in, but it's Delight that takes down Duro to start the fight off. The bottom lane has been eviscerated, and Zeus, he goes into Sonya's at exactly the right time, and Chovy overextends to try and kill him. They do take down the Rumble, but again, they're happy to pay that price to win this game.
Exceptional execution from HLE. Zeus almost able to get out of the fight, which would have made it a perfect ace, but they'll be happy with a 5-for-1 and a soul to boot.
And I was going to say, where has this HLE been this series? But they've been right here. These games have been so extraordinarily close until right now as they come alive. I think it was an outdrafting at the same time, but you have to say, as far as momentum is concerned, this is a huge deal to bring HLE back into this series and maybe queue up some silver scrapes. As I say that though, it's 2 inhibitors going down. We're singing the praises.
No, okay,
but I think it might be.
I'm feeling good. They have Hextech
I was getting
Soul,
nervous. You know, I was getting nervous.
And an 11k gold. I want you look at the ricochets and the harpoons. Duro and Ruler are just dying to poke. It's like one Boomerang Blade, a harpoon left and right, and then by the time the actual fight starts, which again, Gen.G need to take, they don't have a choice, they need to deny this possible Hextech Soul. Both their carries are either flashless or dead. And if only we could have seen this issue coming from Draft!
Yep. And you can see Dandy, not exactly a massive amount of celebration, right? I think knows that this one is pretty much done, but they have to beat them 3 times.
Well, in the series, it's not done. In this game,
yeah,
we're looking good.
Yeah. Okay.
One number is not like the others.
I don't, whoa, okay. I remember some numbers
Is that
That's a big gap.
That's over 9,000, gentlemen.
I would say that is the lead. You're exactly right, as we're now sieging on this last inhibitor turret on the top side of the map. Equalizer goes down. Canyon trapped on the wrong side of it, but it is just going to mean that this turret falls. The Impale is going to come through Tempered Fate to try and hold Peanut in position, but he's not the priority target. The Arcane Storm goes in, but it hasn't expanded just yet. And HLE, we'll see whether they can clear this last one out. They're not quite able to on this push. They have another wave coming in. The exhaust comes down. There's a great pillar once more. Zeka gets on over towards Trophy, finds a knockup, and executes in the bombing out from Zeka. Welcome to Zeka's Yone, as it's a double, a full house. Zeka's full of Vipers, and they'll bring us to Game 4 in this best of 5.
This is what we were hoping for. HLE bounce
Listen
back
to the crowd as
in
Peanut
Game
stands
3.
up.
We've had a banger series so far. HLE have given us the most dominant game of this series.